Ladies, the makeup tutorial that you have been requesting so much, here it is. I'm going to show you my everyday makeup. To be honest, it's nothing special, but you want to see it. And I'm here to be of service to you ladies. So here we are, my kind of everyday makeup look. Very minimal, very simple, but here it goes. And if you wonder why things look a little bit different than usual, that is because I have finally set up my YouTube studio and I'm experimenting a little bit with backdrop. Now, the first thing that I always put on my face is, of course, moisturizer, which I have already put on my face. The whole skincare routine thing will be coming up in a second video that I will be doing after this one. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you check out my other videos, because who knows, maybe I have already uploaded it. There is one more thing I'm going to put on my face before I start with my makeup procedure, and I do this every day, and that is SPF. I use OBAGI Zoe Skin. This is SPF 50, ladies. Listen to the dermatologist. They always say 50. They know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna apply. Usually just take 2 pumps, and I like to dab things on my face. I don't know why. What I like about this SPF is that it's actually not greasy. Now, the next step, which is actually the first step in my makeup routine, and that is primer. Now, I didn't used to use primer in the past, and now looking back on those days, I'm thinking to myself, what was wrong with you? I remember a friend of mine, a makeup artist, she told me, not wearing primer is like wearing a dress without wearing underwear underneath. And that is so true. I totally agree. These days, I cannot wear my foundation without putting on primer before. One thing that I need to tell you about primer is that I don't actually have a favorite primer. There is no brand that I found that is really amazing. I think all of them are pretty much the same. What I personally want to achieve with a primer effect is that I want the primer to really fill in my pores here. I have enlarged pores. I have a little bit of acne scars here, and then I want to really have like a base so that my foundation lasts longer. At the moment, I'm trying out a primer by PERRICONE MD. I take my favorite brush that I use for application of foundation and primer, and that is Hourglass. Dab, 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 dab. And the thickest layer I apply, dab on in my pores, because I really want to fill those pores up a little bit. You will always see my enlarged pores if you come really close, and it's okay, you know. A little bit of imperfections are nice, you know. We're not supposed to be entirely perfect. We're humans after all. Alrighty, so I apply this primer now across my face. I have applied now primer. I feel pretty satisfied. Basically, like, my whole makeup routine is all about creating a nice complexion. I love having a nice base because I don't really use eyeshadows. I don't really do a lot of contouring or things like that. So step 2 is my CC cream. Foundation CC cream. I would say this one is a bit like a foundation. So this is from IT Cosmetics, and I really like this brand because they are affordable, and also they don't test on animals. It has SPF 50. Now, I already have applied SPF 50, but I think it doesn't hurt to also have in your foundation. Now, I use again this one and just like a little pump. So the first place that I will apply in is, of course, my pores. So I dab it on and just I dab a little bit, and to be honest, I'm gonna use another pump. So let's just dab again there. To have this as the start. I don't mind using too much products. I actually like it because anyway I'm gonna blend all of this out, so I like giving it like a really generous layer. I'm all about generosity in life. I'm not going to be stingy in the CC cream department. So I dab it around, extra in those places where I know I need a bit more coverage. I also go down here, but this I'm gonna do more when I blend, so I just dab a little bit. But we need to blend this out, ladies. I use brushes by Zoeva. I can show you if you can see. And what I do is that, yeah, I start gently blend. I don't really have a strategy with this or a technique. You know, I'm not a makeup artist, but I just do what feels comfortable to me. And I try to do as light on my hand as possible, not to kind of remove the product. That's very important. So you do very kind of light movements. Not sure if you can see that my movements are light or not in the camera, but they are. They're very light. And then down in the neck, very important. I even do behind my ears. I even do back of the neck. I really try and blend out. Step three. What is step three? I like to apply concealer as a step three. I don't put any translucent powder on my face unless I'm filming. If I would go to a deserted island and I could pick one makeup item to take with me, I would probably take concealer. The best concealer I have ever tried is by far, and I'm sure all the beauty bloggers are going to agree with me, NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and I use the color Custard. I apply it on my nose, on my skin imperfections, and yeah, I mean, I don't really do any highlights or anything with this, so this tutorial is pretty basic. We're gonna blend it with a brush, Zoeva again, and now we're gonna use this brush. Okay, ladies, I have blended out my concealer. Occasionally, if I'm in the mood, I do add a little bit of highlighter. I really like this highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. I really like Charlotte Tilbury in general. So Charlotte Tilbury, if you're watching, let's collab. Lady, I love your stuff. This one is really, really good. Charlotte Tilbury does not test on animals, which is another reason why I love, love, love this makeup brand. Okay, so I just took like a random brush and just gonna dab a little bit of highlighter on my cheekbones. Add a little bit here as well. Maybe a little bit here, maybe here too. Just gonna change brush. Let me see which one. I have like loads of brushes here, by the way. This one. I don't really pay attention to like, is this brush for this particular job? No, ladies, I just take whatever brush I want, because what matters is that it does the job and it's comfortable. Like, you don't really have to follow any rules. I've never followed rules anyway. I like to create my own. Okay, so that's done. A little bit of highlighter. Not sure you can actually see much of it, but moving on to 5. I do sometimes use this instead of eyeshadow. Maybe some of you will find it very strange, but I don't know, I just like the effect it gives me. I like to simply apply a little bit of concealer on my eyelids instead of using like eyeshadow or anything. I just like how it, you know, defines my eye a little bit. This is the one that I use, Stay Don't Stray by Benefit Cosmetics. So I just like apply a little bit like that. Then taking a brush and just blending it out. Okay, not too much. I just want to kind of clear up the area here more. So moving on to the next step. And the bronzer that I use is Charlotte Tilbury, of course. Really, it's the best color I've ever found, and it's color Fair. And I use this one. Back to my Zoeva brush and dab it a little bit carefully. I'm doing extremely gentle movements. I don't know if you girls can see, maybe it doesn't show. And also don't forget the neck and behind the ears. Let's move on now to perhaps the step that takes the longest besides the complexion. And that is the eyebrows. So my eyebrows are tinted. I brushed my eyebrows that I'm currently using, and that is Studio 10. Let me move a bit closer so you girls can see. Okay, I always start in the bottom and I draw like a little line there. That's like my support line. I know my gaps and I gently fill them in. I don't want to fill too harshly because harsh eyebrows is not nice. And then I continue. And in the beginning, we don't fill almost anything. Now I'm going to blend this together. I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing on my second brow. I don't know if I like this. Have you ever noticed that like one eyebrow always comes good and the other one doesn't? So I think my eyebrows are okay. They could be better. The next step that I would use is to do something for this area. I don't use pencil there because I prefer a more natural result. It's very easy to mess up in the beginning of your eyebrows. That's usually what ladies do a mistake. They apply too harsh lines and it just looks all very fake. Now what I do is that I apply a fiber brow gel in the beginning of my eyebrows. And the one that I use is by Tom Ford. It's a little bit used, so it looks a bit, yeah, this is how it looks like. And then I just do some gentle strokes just to kind of define the hairs a bit. And I only do it here in the beginning. I don't want anything to touch the skin. I just want the hairs to be defined. Sometimes I apply a little bit too much and then it's okay to just brush it out. Gosh, I have no idea how this is gonna look. It looks somehow different on camera than it does in reality. So when I'm checking in the mirror, it looks better than when I check in the camera. And don't forget to hydrate. Hydration is extremely important. So now we need to really frame those eyebrows. And we do that by using a concealer. I prefer using a liquid concealer. I also don't know exactly why I love Kat Von D, because this is the Lock-It concealer that you actually use for baking. But I don't know, I like to use it around my eyebrows. I take a brush, something as flat as possible, dab a bit on my hand, and I start applying. And I always start in this area. I'm not going to do all around, I'm just gonna actually do underneath. I feel like when you apply concealer like this and you blend it out, it just looks a little bit more clean, more organized somehow. It defines the eyebrows a little bit more. You could also do it on top. I do it sometimes when I feel like there's a need for it. Okay, can I be honest? The eyebrows is so stressful to do them. They're just complicated, and it's like whatever mood they are in today, that's kind of the results you're gonna get. So today, comme ci comme ça, but we move on. Okay, actually we're towards the end now. I'm going to do something with my eyelashes. So I do have eyelash extensions for those of you who do not know. I use Russian volume lashes, meaning that there are multiple lashes on one lash, and I have 3 lashes on one lash, so they're called 3D lashes. And for those of you who want to know the length and the curve, I use the C curve, and the maximum length is 10 millimeters. Now, my eyelash girl, I hope she's not watching this right now, but I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara on top of my eyelashes. She's going to hate me for this, but oops. I'm gonna use Estee Lauder. And why I'm using mascara when I have eyelash extensions? Well, that is because I can see that I have less eyelashes on this eye compared to that eye. And I just want to kind of make them a little bit more united. So I apply a bit of mascara to this eye to make the lashes more full or appear more full. My strategy is really a little bit at a time. When you do just a little bit at a time, then you're more safe for mistakes or applying too much. Okay, so I feel like I've even out a little bit, but I'm gonna just add a tiny bit here, like much less than I did on the other one. Now, let's apply something on my lips. So this is how my lips look in their natural state. I always apply lip balm. I don't have a favorite lip balm. There are better ones probably. Moisturize my lips properly before I apply anything. Everybody always asks me, what lipstick are you wearing? I have so many lipsticks. There isn't like one in particular that I wear all the time. But lately I've been using a lot of Estee Lauder. I don't really use colorful lipsticks. It's not my thing. I never use red lipstick. Definitely not my thing. But so I'm going to apply a little bit of lip liner first. Now the big question, the lipstick or the lip gloss? I think I'm gonna go for the lipstick today. I prefer lipsticks in general. Lip gloss, not so much my thing, but that one is an exception. Okay, I'm not gonna apply this with a brush. I prefer just dabbing on. So that's it, ladies. My lips are done, my face is done, eyebrows is kind of done, and yeah, voila. This is my everyday look. Very simple, not too many products, and I like this kind of minimal look. I like natural look. Okay, ladies, so that was it. You know that I have more tutorials on this channel. Don't forget to check out those videos, and I will see you in the next video.